Good morning, kindergartners. I hope you're doing well, and I miss you so very much. Thank you to everybody who's turned things into me. I love seeing your writing. You're doing absolutely amazing. Here's my crazy news. We only have 2 books left. And this is a fun book because it's all about summertime and warm weather. This is called Growing Vegetable Soup. Read the title with me. Growing Vegetable Soup. This book has the same author and illustrator, so that means this person wrote the words and drew the pictures. Her name is Louise Elhart. Okay, so we're going to read this book today, and you're going to notice that this book is about growing a garden. When you grow a garden, you're planting things in the dirt outside, and then plants grow, and when the plants get really big, then vegetables grow. So while I'm reading it, I want you to think about, if you were to have a garden, what kind of vegetables would you want to plant? Here we go. Growing vegetable soup. I wonder if soup grows in a garden. Dad says we are going to grow vegetable soup. We're ready to work, and our tools are ready too. And look, this author labeled her pictures. This is called a hoe, a shovel, and a rake. All of these tools help a gardener get ready to plant their garden. We are planting the seeds. Notice the first thing they put in was the seeds, and look, there's more labels. Hole and soil, which is another word for dirt. Green bean, pea seed, corn seed, zucchini, and carrot. Notice how all of the seeds look a little bit different. And then they sprout. Oh, and the sprout. So we have a tomato sprout, a broccoli sprout, sweet onions, peppers, and cabbage. So cool. And then we give them water. Notice you don't see anything but the character's hand. Interesting, right? No faces in this book, just plants. And waiting for warm sun to make them grow. So I know that plants need 3 things. They need to be in the soil, they need water, and they need sun to grow. And now look, they're getting a little bit bigger and grow. They're getting bigger and grow into big plants. Look, they have a vegetable. I see a zucchini and a tiny little pea. We watch over them and we weed them. But they're not eating them yet. They're just taking care of them until the vegetables are ready to pick. Look, I see corn, I see bell peppers, and I see tomatoes. Or we dig them up out of the ground. I know that carrots are under the ground and potatoes are under the ground, so they have to use their garden tool to rake them up. And we carry them home to wash them. Why do you think if they dug the vegetables up that they would need to wash them? What do you think? I bet it's because they're covered in dirt and they don't want to get dirt in their mouths. And we cut them and we put them in a pot of hot water. Look, they chopped up all their vegetables from the garden with a knife. They said cut them. I said chop them up. And we cook them into vegetable soup. Yummy. Look at all those yummy vegetables they put into their soup. And last, it's time to eat it up. It was the best soup ever. And we can do it again next year. All right, kindergartners, in this book, a dad and his child planted a garden. When the garden was all the way grown, they picked the vegetables and made a delicious soup together. Does that sound like something you would want to do? Would you want to plant a garden and make soup, or would you want to make something else? I thought about that, and here's what I came up with. I decided that I would want to plant a garden, and I picked 3 things that I would really want in my garden. I love carrots, so I planted carrots in my garden. And remember, we talked about how carrots grow under the ground. I also really like apples, so I decided I'm gonna grow apples in my garden. And I also love to eat a big red juicy tomato, so I put a juicy tomato in my garden. Okay, and here I am with my bucket so I can go pick the fruits in my garden. And notice in my picture, I labeled everything. I labeled carrot, apple, tomato, bucket, and Mrs. Pulawa. Those are words that I don't know how to spell, so I stretched them out like a snake. But in my sentence, there's some kindergarten words that I do know how to spell. So let's read what I wrote. I said, I would plant carrots, apples, and tomatoes in my garden. I would make a salad and apple pie. So I don't want to make soup with my garden. I'm going to cut it up and make a salad and apple pie. Doesn't that sound good? All right, here's my question. If you had a garden, what kind of vegetables would you plant or fruits, and what would you make with it? When you're done, send me your picture. Oh, and don't forget to color your kindergarten words yellow. Bye, kindergartners.